Hi everyone, welcome to the winners announcement video for the 6th annual BookTube Prize. My name is Robert Sheard. For those of you who are new to the BookTube Prize, we began in 2019 as a vehicle to give a voice to everyday readers who are also active on social media. Before we get started today, I just want to thank all of the judges who've helped make this an ongoing project now for 6 years, and especially those judges who have been with us right from the very beginning, who come back year after year, sometimes volunteering to judge every single round. Let's look at this year's prize by some numbers. This is our 6th season. We began with 96 books across 2 different divisions. We had more than 250 judges from 38 countries. We held 4 rounds of competition, and the judges cast nearly 500 individual ballots by the end. The format for the prize is pretty straightforward. We begin with 48 books in each division. Those books are divided into groups of 6 books each, and then each group is judged by a multi-reader panel. From each group, the top 3 books advance to the next round, and the bottom 3 books in that group get eliminated. So in other words, in each round, we cut our field in half. And then after the first 3 rounds, we're down to our 6 finalists. A few administrative announcements before we get to the books and to the results. If you're a number cruncher like I am, right after this video premiere ends, you can go to our website, which is booktubeprize.org, and on the front page at the bottom, you'll be able to download a PDF file that has the voting results for every single round this year. Also, if you want to click on the graphics heading on our website, you'll be able to see the round by round graphics for the whole year's competition. Feel free to download and use those graphics in your own social media posts and your YouTube videos. And finally, if you're interested in becoming a judge for next year's 2025 BookTube Prize, in a few days I'll release a call for judges video, and that video will have the requirements for what it means to be a judge for us, and also the instructions for how to sign up. So please keep an eye out for that video so you don't miss that sign up period. Okay, enough administrative business. As I've done in recent years, let's take a quick look back at the 96 books that began the year as part of this year's BookTube Prize. And now let's introduce this year's finalists. In nonfiction, our 6 finalists are We Were Once a Family, a story of love, death, and child removal in America by Roxana Asgharian. Immersive journalism of the highest order, We Were Once a Family is a revelation of precarious lives. It is also a shattering expose of the foster care and adoption systems that produced this tragedy. As a journalist in Houston, Asgharian sought out the children's birth families and put them at the center of the story. We follow the lives of the Hart's adopted children and their birth parents and the machinations of the state agency that sent the children far away. Asgharian's reporting uncovers persistent racial biases and corruption as young people of color are separated from birth parents without proper cause. The result is a riveting narrative and a deeply reported indictment of a system that continues to fail America's most vulnerable children while upending the lives of their families. The Underworld: Journeys to the Depths of the Ocean by Susan Casey. Susan Casey is our premier chronicler of the aquatic world. For The Underworld, she traversed the globe, joining scientists and explorers on dives to the deepest places on the planet, interviewing the marine geologists, marine biologists, and oceanographers who are searching for knowledge in this vast, unseen realm. She takes us on a fascinating journey through the history of deep-sea exploration, from the myths and legends of the ancient world to storied shipwrecks we can now reach on the bottom, to the first intrepid bathysphere pilots, to the scientists who are just beginning to understand the mind-blowing complexity and ecological importance of the quadrillions of creatures that live in realms long thought to be devoid of life. The Underworld is a gorgeous evocation of the natural world and a powerful call to arms. King: A Life by Jonathan Eig. Vividly written and exhaustively researched, King is the first major biography in decades of the civil rights icon Martin Luther King, Jr., and the first to include recently declassified FBI files. In this revelatory new portrait of the preacher and activist who shook the world, the best-selling biographer gives us an intimate view of the courageous and often emotionally troubled human being who championed peaceful protest but was rarely at peace with himself. Eig casts fresh light on the King family's origins, as well as King's complex relationships with his wife, his father, and his fellow activists. King reveals a minister wrestling with his human frailties and dark moods, a citizen hunted by his own government, and a man determined to fight for justice, even if it proved to be a fight to the death. As Eig follows King from the classroom to the pulpit to the streets of Birmingham, Selma, and Memphis, he dramatically captures the journey of a man who recast American race relations and became our only modern-day founding father, as well as the nation's most mourned martyr. Master, Slave, Husband, Wife: An Epic Journey from Slavery to Freedom by Il-Yan Wu. In December 1848, a young enslaved couple named Ellen and William Craft set out on a journey of self-emancipation like no other. They traveled openly by rail, coach, and steamship from Macon, Georgia to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They could do this because Ellen, who passed for white, disguised herself as a wealthy, disabled man, with William as his slave. The boldness of their carefully planned escape from slavery would be exceeded only by its brilliant execution. With suspense, drama, and historical rigor, Master, Slave, Husband, Wife tells a true American love story, one that challenged the nation's core precepts of life, liberty, and justice for all, and challenges us even now. Eve, How the Female Body Drove 200 Million Years of Human Evolution by Kat Bohannon. In Eve, Kat Bohannon answers questions scientists should have been addressing for decades. With boundless curiosity and sharp wit, she covers the past 200 million years to explain the science behind the development of the female sex. Tracing our current traits back to specific ancestors in our past, Bohannon tells the story of how women's bodies came to be so different from men's, even deep in our cells, and why this still matters for the human species. Picking up where Sapiens left off, Eve is a landmark book, offering a true paradigm shift in our thinking about what the female body is and why it matters. How to Say Babylon, a Memoir by Safia Sinclair. Throughout her childhood, Safia Sinclair's father, a volatile reggae musician and militant adherent to a strict sect of Rastafari, was obsessed with her purity. The threat of what the Rastafari call Babylon, the immoral and corrupting influences of the Western world outside their home, was his greatest adversary. He believed that womanhood would make Safia and her sisters morally weak and impure, and that a woman's highest virtue was her obedience. How to Say Babylon is Sinclair's reckoning with the culture that initially nourished but ultimately sought to silence her. It is her reckoning with patriarchy and tradition and the legacy of colonialism in Jamaica. Rich in language only a poet could evoke, How to Say Babylon is both a universal story of a woman finding her own power and a unique glimpse into a rarefied world we may know by name, Rastafari, but one we know little about. In fiction, our 6 finalists are The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. The Barnes family is in trouble. Dickie's once lucrative car business is going under, but Dickie's spending his days in the woods building an apocalypse-proof bunker with a renegade handyman. His wife Imelda is selling off her jewelry on eBay and half-heartedly dodging the attention of fast-talking cattle farmer Big Mike. While their teenage daughter Cass, formerly top of her class, seems determined to binge drink her way through her final exams. As for 12-year-old PJ, he's on the brink of running away. The Bee Sting is a tour de force, a portrait of post-crash Ireland, a tragicomic family saga, and a dazzling story about the struggle to be good at the end of the world. The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. Rachel is a student working at a bookstore when she meets James, and it's love at first sight. Effervescent and insistently heterosexual, James soon invites Rachel to be his roommate, and the two begin a friendship that changes the course of both of their lives forever. Together they run riot through the streets of Cork City, trying to maintain a bohemian existence while the threat of financial crash looms before them. So begins a series of secrets and compromises that intertwine the fates of James, Rachel, Rachel's teacher, Dr. Fred Byrne, and Fred's glamorous, well-connected bourgeois wife. The Rachel Incident aches with unrequited love and is shot through with delicious, sparkling humor. North Woods by Daniel Mason. When two young lovers abscond from a Puritan colony, little do they know that their humble cabin in the woods will become the home of an extraordinary succession of human and non-human characters alike. An English soldier, destined for glory, abandons the battlefields of the New World to devote himself to growing apples. A pair of spinster twins navigate war and famine, envy, and desire. A crime reporter unearths an ancient mass grave, only to discover that the earth refuses to give up its secrets. A lovelorn painter, a sinister con man, a stalking panther, a lusty beetle. As the inhabitants confront the wonder and mystery around them, they begin to realize that the dark, raucous, beautiful past is very much alive. Northwoods is not just an unforgettable novel about secrets and destinies, but a way of looking at the world that asks the timeless question, how do we live on, even after we're gone? Wellness by Nathan Hill. When Jack and Elizabeth meet as college students in the 90s, the two quickly join forces and hold on tight, each eager to claim a place in Chicago's thriving underground art scene with an appreciative kindred spirit. Fast forward 20 years, and now they're grappling with the routines of married life, the challenges of parenting, and the indignities of aging, not to mention cults of positive thinking, polyamorous would-be suitors, Facebook trolls, NIMBY protests, and something called Love Potion Number 9. Moving from the gritty 90s Chicago art scene to a suburbia of detox diets and home renovation hysteria, Wellness mines the absurdities of technology and modern love to reveal profound, startling truths about intimacy and connection. Wellness reimagines the love story with a healthy dose of insight, irony, and heart. Enter Ghost by Isabella Hamad. After years away from her family's homeland and reeling from a disastrous love affair, actress Sonia Nasir returns to Haifa to visit her older sister Haneen. This is her first trip back since the Second Intifada and the deaths of their grandparents. While Haneen made a life here, commuting to Tel Aviv to teach at the university, Sonia remained in London to focus on her acting career and now dissolute marriage. On her return, she finds her relationship to Palestine is fragile, both bone-deep and new. A brilliant rendering of present-day Palestine, Enter Ghost is a story of diaspora, displacement, and the connection to be found in family and shared resistance. Timely, thoughtful, and passionate, Enter Ghost is an exquisite feat, an unforgettable story of artistry under occupation. Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. In the spring of 2020, Laura's 3 daughters returned to the family's orchard in northern Michigan. While picking cherries, they begged their mother to tell them the story of Peter Duke, a famous actor with whom she shared both a stage and a romance years before at a theater company called Tom Lake. As Laura recalls the past, her daughters examine their own lives and their relationships with their mother, and are forced to reframe their understanding of the world they thought they knew. Tom Lake is a meditation on youthful love, married love, and the lives our parents led before they were our parents. Both hopeful and elegiac, it explores what it means to be happy even when the world is falling apart. And now it's time to announce this year's BookTube Prize winners. In nonfiction, in third place, the winner of the bronze medal is The Underworld by Susan Casey. In second place, the winner of the silver medal is How to Say Babylon by Safia Sinclair. And in first place, the winner of the gold medal for 2024 is King by Jonathan Eig. In fiction, in third place, the winner of the bronze medal is Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. In second place, the winner of the silver medal is Wellness by Nathan Hill. And in first place, the winner of the gold medal for 2024 is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. Thank you for joining me today. Please keep an eye out for that call for judges video so you don't miss the sign-up period. And I look forward to season 7 in 2025. Happy reading, everybody.